back to Pure Nebraska. On Wednesdays here on the program, we like to put the farm women's group Common Ground in the spotlight.
Common Ground is a group of farm women who want to be a resource for consumers who want to know more about how their food is grown. Joining us now to talk about the term sustainability is Diane Karr, and thank you for being here today, Diane.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Hey, good morning.
How far did you drive today?
It's about 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, thank you for getting up early.
Thank you for doing that, yeah. You saw a little bit of snow, I guess, right?
Yeah, just a little
tiny
bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Drove out of it in about 5 miles from home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how's everything in your area? Busy for Christmas? And
Yeah, getting ready for Christmas and a lot of basketball
Yeah.
at our house. too,
yeah, I bet. Well, we want to talk a little bit about sustainability and what it is and the impact that it has.
Sure, and I think sustainability is a term that a lot of people define differently, but I think at the end of the day we're kind of all after the same thing, just taking care of things, leaving them in just as good of condition or better than we found them, and for farmers, and I know on our farm that kind of touches everything we do, whether it's how we raise crops or take care of our cattle.
You know, and maybe there's a concern among consumers that maybe some farmers aren't as worried about sustainability, but they are definitely, and especially in the winter months. I mean, there's a lot going on in the winter months when it comes to sustainability.
Right. You know, I think there's a lot that happens behind the scenes this time of year, and soil health is something we're always thinking about. On our farm, we've had no-till practices in place for over 20 years in some places, and we've started to do some cover cropping. And so that has a lot of benefits for retaining soil moisture and benefiting organic matter, nutrient levels, and preventing wind erosion. And you can see that this time of year outside of the growing season.
Right. So sustainability mostly comes down to using resources wisely, wouldn't you say?
Right, you know, and we have a lot of exciting tools when it comes to sustainability. Like the planting equipment we have, we can plant right into that prior year's crop residue. A lot of the technologies that let us really target and be precise with how we feed nutrients to our crops and the crop protection measures that we use.
And Diane, just along those lines of the no-till, for example, I mean, that really helps with sustainability because why? Because you're, for one example, maybe using less fuel. You're not having to pass in the field as many times, that sort of thing.
Right, we don't have to take as many passes across the field. And along with that, you know, there's some seed technology that allows us to be really efficient with our resources and, you know, control, you know, maybe our pests in a different way that's better for the environment too.
I kind of think farmers too are really finding ways to think outside the box in terms of sustainability, like, you know, using corn stalk bales as a way of feeding cattle in the wintertime. I mean, one more use of using that cornfield again, you know, it just seems like they're really working on that to find new ways.
Yeah, that's a great example of that, you know, and that works, you know, really well as a component in some of the feed rations. But then, yeah, just that winter grazing works really well with our livestock operation. And then the cover crops, you know, right now we have some cereal rye that we can graze. So, you know, some of the grain you might see in the fields could be a wheat field, but we have some cereal rye.
I have been seeing that. Yeah, I've been wondering what some of the green is in November in a cornfield, but that's cover crops, and that adds nitrogen back into the fields, right?
Right, you know, and as that decomposes, that's one of the benefits, the infiltration with any rain that we get, any snowfall that we can capture, and it's just another tool that we can use and is really beneficial.
Okay, well, this is great because you're going to stick around, right, Diane? What do we have over there? I see some cool stuff for Christmas.
Well, I had to ask because I was a little confused. I thought it was either a recipe or a craft, but it's actually kind of both.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a gift, right?
It is. It's
Okay.
a gift.
So yeah, we're going to find out what that is coming up after the break. Yeah, Diane's sticking around, and we're going to find out what it is. It's called a scrub. It's a peppermint
Sugar scrub.
sugar scrub.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So we're going to find